Hello, Scorpio. Thank you for stopping by. Happy holidays. If we have not met before, I'm Madeline, and if you are back, a super warm welcome, and thank you, Scorpio. You have a really cool fucking message from Spirit. Came right out of the gate as soon as I sat down and tuned into your energy. Spirit gave me the word defiant. And very quickly after that, they said, death defying, and then defying the odds. It was like, yes, here are some of the notes we want to hit. And then they had me grab, so we're going to use the Rider-Waite for your general reading, but I always have a couple decks nearby just in case, I'm feeling something else. And they were like, we need 3 right now. We're going to tell you a quick little story. So here is your channeled message about being defiant. And well, it was really appropriate. It's probably good that I didn't record it because you would have heard my, bark of a laugh when I saw this. Here we go. Death, right in the middle. You looking at the cliff. Okay, let's highlight this. Because the order for me was revealed as 5 of coins, death, the sun. So 5 of coins, lack, fucking struggle, hard work, feeling like, where is everybody? Is this even going anywhere? Am I ever going to get where I'm trying to go? And then let's look at this version of the death card. He stands on one side of a chasm, wields a golden axe, reaches for the golden laurel, the wreath, the sign of victory. And a cold hand, reaches for him from behind. But he thinks that maybe he can defy the odds. He thinks that maybe he can defy death in this one case. So when I turned over that middle card, I was like, whoa, okay, they said 3 cards. What's the end of this story? Defying death is it's something people do. We have people that perform these stunts and do these tricks. Emotional, mental parkour. And you do some of that, Scorpio, because you live with intensity and authenticity, and that's sort of what it requires of you. And so I was very excited to see what was on the other side, and a little afraid, TBH. But what you have is the sun. Victory, clarity, positivity, understanding, vision. And when I say vision, I mean it's like, oh my God, I know where to go. I'm done taking less than what I want. And I'm going to be interested to see what shows up in your general reading. But what I'm feeling is, we're about to end a decade, Scorpio, and begin a new one. And now is the time to seize the day. There are only days left in this decade. How do you want to end it? How do you want to cinch it? How do you want to blaze it? We're starting and lighting up a new light in 2020. Okay, let's get into your cards, shall we? Let's see what else Spirit wants to tell you about December. A light. Ugh. Okay. All right. Wow. Jesus. Only you, Scorpio. Said with so much love, because I do love me some Scorpio placements. There it is. Okay. All right. On with the show, Scorpio. Whoa. Okay. Scorpio. It is a scary leap of faith that you want to take. I can see that. But it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth the death-defying odds. Wow. This is a lot of people. And a victory, of course. But it's fucking scary. I get it. Okay. So a lot of you, Scorpio, like I said, you live with a lot of authenticity and intensity. And when you're afraid of something, when you feel insecure about something, you're so sure about most things that if you feel fucking unsure about something, you're like, I am sure that I am fucking unsure. I am sure that I am not ready for that shit. You know what I'm saying? And there's a little bit of a transformation that it's like, what I want to say is that it wants to happen. Like the universe is conspiring to help you achieve. This is showing up as where you find yourself. You have the Ace of Wands at the center of your spread, and then the World, where you find yourself. Now you're dual wielding a wand in each hand, double fist in these wands. I've learned so much. And I think you need to stop and give yourself some credit, Scorpio, that you've learned a lot, and that part of living your life authentically means that towers fall in your life when they have to. You're not the kind to resist transformation generally. But we're human. And we like, you're also a fixed sign. You are the sign of transformation, but there's the paradox. You're also a fixed sign. So you don't like it when it's outside your control. That's fair. That's normal. But this is going to be something... I actually think that this is going to be a little less frightening than you think it is. Your fears, your feelings are valid, Scorpio. Like, let me be the last person in the world. You could be going through a very acute version of what we're talking about here, and I validate that completely. And in the same breath, this is going to be and can be a healing, a balancing experience. A recognition that you have further that you want to go. And maybe you've been knowing that you have further that you want to go, but you haven't had maybe the it's weird to say this because you're a confident sign in general, Scorpio, but maybe you haven't had the confidence, maybe you haven't had the security, the sense of like, I'm worthy of this, or it's possible for me. And it is. I can validate that it takes hard work. Here's that 5 of coins. This is why I like having a couple decks around, is if you get repeater cards, it's really spirit being like, hello, hello, hello. This is a mindset issue. Again, doesn't mean that your mindset isn't valid and isn't reasonable. It's fucking reasonable to feel like I've been working and slogging away and I don't have a new opportunity and where is it and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, where is it and blah, blah, blah is kind of the energy of this card. Of like, I'm looking fucking down. I'm only seeing the struggle right now, and that's preventing me from seeing the resources that are right here. It's purposeful that these two people, these two homeless folks are depicted outside of a church. And this is from back in the day when people really could just go and knock on a church door and say, hey, can you give me sanctuary? There's help available, is the point. There's help available, but you may not be seeing it because you're a little bit afraid of that death-defying leap that you have to fucking take. Don't these look like a couple people who are trying to defy death? Despite all odds, they're trying to make it. And you will. You've come so far. But I think maybe you don't give yourself the credit for that. And some of you do. These are general readings, of course, Scorpio, but I always ask that the message for the highest good of every Scorpio listening comes through. And like, not everybody is going to be on the struggle bus this month, and definitely not everybody is going to end on the struggle bus this month, because following that 5 of Pentacles, that fearsome attitude of like, I don't know how I'm going to get there, am I ever going to get there, followed by the 3 of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. The milestone of success, the small but amazing beginning of the success, and then the personification of success and financial fertility herself, the Queen of Pentacles. You can be sitting quite pretty with, wow, this is how they just put it, okay? You don't even need 5 pentacles. If life can just give you 3 pentacles, you're going to be doing great. And what's the 3 of Pentacles about? It's about teamwork. It's about getting an outside perspective, a broader perspective. It's about allowing yourself to see things from a bird's eye view. And sometimes that involves talking to people that are wise. That might know some things that you don't know. Okay. You can chill or you can beat feet. Sorry, I have cats that are getting acquainted. Okay. You have so many, you have a lot of laurel wreath imagery here, Scorpio. They're really driving that home for me, that there's a victory at hand here. And look, this is what they just said. Spirit is funny. You don't trust a victory unless it's hard work. You almost don't trust it unless you did have to defy some crazy odds. Now is the month for faith. It's just handy that it fits in nicely with the whole Christmas mythology, but this would be happening regardless. It is time for you to trust your inner guidance more than even, like, this sounds a little nutty, but hey, the Fool, right? And the Fool always reminds me of this quote by a Stoic philosopher I love, Epictetus, who said, "If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." So fall on your fucking face if you have to in the pursuit of your authentic vision. Because all that matters is that you are aligned with your higher self, and then you will get to the authentic vision. Okay? Like, if the vision, if the idea, the ultimate, like, oh, I think I need to do this, is incorrect, as long as you are acting in accordance with your ideals, and being the courageous kind of sign that you are, that is like, this feels right now, and this feels wrong now, and all I can do is follow my fucking soul. If you do that, you're going to defy some odds. Going to achieve some victories. Do what you can with what you have right now. Some of you are writers, and it's like, why am I so afraid? Why am I so afraid? Why am I in such a stalemate over making this project? Whether you're a writer, filmmaker, mother, whatever. What is it that what is your laurel wreath, Scorpio? You might have a few, but which one leapt to your mind? When you think of this guy, you reaching for something across the cliff, what is it? Are you ready? Are you willing? Got a couple of chasm walkers in your spread. And you've also got the card for hope springing eternal, particularly after a dark night of the soul. Somebody may come in, I'm feeling this energy of sudden change. Knight of Swords is the key to your reading. There is a sudden change. Like I said, life is conspiring to upgrade you, and sometimes when we've been in a situation that isn't working for us, and we maybe don't necessarily feel worthy or ready to leave, sometimes life pushes us right out of the nest and says, test those wings, baby. We're going to guide you. You're not going to fall. You're going to change. You might have a spontaneous evolution where you grow some wings and suddenly it's like, oh, fuck. I didn't even know I needed that. And suddenly we're broadcasting our work. We're publishing our work. We're achieving these goals that we wanted in life, these big long-term goals. Spirit is even showing me like fitness goals for some of you. There isn't a better time than today to work on your dream. None of us is getting out of here alive, Scorpio, right? I don't say that to be morbid. I say that, you're the sign of death. None of us is getting out of here alive, and what could be more worth our while than reaching for the laurel? Whether the laurel is love or understanding or achievement or ecstasy or whatever we might be searching for in this life. Something may have happened in your recent past to make you question, like, almost who you are in a way. Like maybe even this Knight of Swords moment this month could cause a little bit of that, you know, that tower moment. And when a tower falls, it's natural that we question, like, whoa, like, so am I just wrong about everything? You know what I mean? If I didn't know that this one thing was coming, does that mean, like, I'm just a total blind, like, blind leading the blind? Like, what's happening here? You are nothing if not enduring, Scorpio. Enduring, defiant, death-defying, and defying the odds. It's time to end your decade by defying the odds and by leaping across the chasm into 2020 in search of your dream, in search of what you really want. And when I say do what you can with what you have right now, I mean that even if all you have, because you've got a full-time job, a side hustle, and 3 children, if all you've got is 10 minutes in the morning that you can wake up right before everybody gets up and spend 10 minutes inside of a Google Doc typing out some ideas for that book, or typing out what it is that you want to eventually do, or planning the content that you want to make, whatever it is, listening to a video that is some research about the thing that you want. If that is all you have, internet access and Google Drive, you can do a fucking lot with it. I'm speaking from personal experience. Go off, Scorpio. You have tremendous power this month, and you might not fucking recognize it. How are you going to recognize it? Be kinder to yourself. Be gentler with yourself. Don't push yourself to extremes. You are a sign of extremes. I get it. I understand it. I admire, like I said, your authenticity, your intensity. But you wouldn't have the world card sitting in the position of where you find yourself if you didn't already have access to this without putting yourself through the ringer. That's what it feels like, is like that's not necessary. There's help available. Don't put yourself through anything. If you have a friend, an influence in your life that is a healing influence, go seek that out. Be gentle and kind to yourself. You have done a lot of growing, and you don't lose any of that growing if and when you experience this tower moment, okay? And this tower moment is, I don't feel like something you need to dread coming in the near future. No. If you feel something rumbling beneath your feet, I would advise you to start crafting an escape plan. But if you don't feel something rumbling underneath your feet, ask yourself if you've been personally holding back on something that you wanted. Because the tower can also indicate, you know, an internal kind of like rupture is the word that Spirit just used, where it's like, what the fuck? Like, I've been saying I was going to do this for 5 years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And don't you dare kick yourself for it. If anything, be kind to yourself and be like, okay, well, yeah, I'm not sure why we haven't done that, but here's one step I could take today. And then here's one step I can take tomorrow in my 10 minutes before the house wakes up. Or in my 1 hour, whatever time you might have and be willing to devote. I do feel like it has to do in large part with an upgrade around your money, but it's also very much linked to your skills and your personal idea of what would be like an amazing success, the world. Graduation, accolade, achievement, certification of some kind. What is it for you, Scorpio? Let me know. If you have questions, comments, stories, they really, in addition to just, I really appreciate your thoughtful comments, It also helps me get better at my craft. Sometimes your stories can help me see, oh, that's how the cards are manifesting. I never saw, this or that card in that particular way. And then it kind of goes into the vault, and I get better at my craft. So I appreciate you for that too. Thank you for being here, Scorpio. I'm really sending you tremendous blessings in this intense month. We're wrapping up a decade. It makes sense. There's been a lot of intensity in the readings for everybody. And you may be coming to some realizations that are a little uncomfortable. Some life may come along and rip off that blindfold. But Scorpio, I don't trust any sign like almost more than you to face a crisis. And to come out of it, yes, changed, but tempered like forged like a sword. That was rough, but I'm more of myself than I was before and not less. Spirit loves you. That was deep. All right, and I love you too, Scorpio. Thank you again for being here. And if I don't see you in a video before then I will see you in 2020. Bye, Scorpio.